Galimera, Galispera, Galinicta. No matter where in this world you might be this Christmas Day, thank you for making the Highbury Squad part of your Christmas morning, evening, afternoon. Let's rock and roll. It's Soph and Super Kev reunited. Oh, and it feels so good.
Mind the gap between the train and the platform. Please stand clear of the discussion doors. The next stop is Highbury Squad.
Surprise! Squaddies, we're back. An impromptu Christmas morning show with myself and, of course, my podcast brother from another mother, Mr. Super Kev, Super Kevin Campbell.
Squaddies, thanks for joining us. And listen, Merry Christmas to you all. Hope you all have an absolutely wonderful day. Take care, eat, drink, be merry, love your loved ones. And then it's Boxing Day. At ease.
Kev, I love Boxing Day. I actually love Boxing Day more than Christmas Day. Do you?
I'm not surprised because that's when the footy's usually on.
But this year it's on Thursday.
No, but you know what I mean. Football's
Yeah.
usually on the Boxing Day because you know what? I think sometimes Christmas Day can be a bit of an anticlimax, especially the older you get. The kids enjoy it, but the olders don't really have that much of a good time.
What is the Campbell clan doing this Christmas Day? What's the big plan?
I do my usual. I nut around all the bits of family, dropping presents off, eat too much. You can imagine everywhere I go, you've got to stop for something to eat, and I've got about 8 stops. Oh my god! You know them wheelie shoes. I'm trying to get some of them wheelie shoes to wheel myself around. So, but no, seriously, it's mostly family. I'm gonna be actually home later because I'm doing is it BBC Final Score tomorrow?
Oh right, okay.
Live. So I think it's me and Dion Dublin.
Nice,
etc. So I've got that to do. So that's what I prefer. I had one Christmas off in 20 odd years when I played. So I'd much rather work, Soph, if I'm honest.
So Kev, that's really I wanted to ask you about that because I have been used to working like a Christmas Day shift or a New Year's Eve shift on radio, and I actually love doing radio on Christmas Day and New Year's. Especially one of the reasons why I wanted to do the show today is I've had so many incredible messages from around the world from all of our squaddies, and I wanted to give them a shout out and give them massive thanks. Of course, I've missed talking to my podcast brother from another mother, but I actually enjoyed working the holidays. Today's Christmas Day. Arsenal are training today for the Thursday game against West Ham, the London derby. We're going to preview that at the very end. What do you actually get to eat Christmas dinner, or do you have to have like a blended protein drink?
No, of course not. No, listen. The funny thing about it was, Soph, it just depended because if the lads are playing on the 28th, they're going to get right tucked into some of that Christmas dinner, let me tell you. It's different, obviously, if you're playing Boxing Day, you have a bit of Christmas dinner, but you don't have the full it, like, you know, you go for a little bit of Christmas dinner and stuff like that. And before you know it, you're in bed. You're just relaxing, resting up. Because I think a lot of the times our Boxing Day games used to be the early kickoff, used to be like 12 o'clock, 12:30. So that used to, and then George Graham changed it one year, said stay at home and then we'll train at Highbury, and then we'll go into a hotel the night, and we done that. And both times we won. So and then we played again on the 28th. So it was Boxing Day 28th, New Year's Day or whatever, or 30th, then New Year's Day. So it used to be back-to-back game. Sophie, for players, we know it's tough, but we love it because we're all together. You know, if you're winning games, Sophie, it's great.
So no alcohol though, right? Maybe you could have a Yorkshire pud or some stuffing, but no alcohol, right?
Oh, no. That's not exactly true. You could have one. And I don't
Right.
mean one that size. I mean, you could have, do you know what I mean? Listen, you could have one glass of red wine or something. Because most of the time, so you're living like an athlete anyway.
Yeah.
You know, you're drinking all the fluids and water and all that juice stuff anyway. So you're prepared. So you could have one with your dinner. But, you know, if you so wish. But majority of the lads didn't, to be honest. Because if they have one, they have to have 21. So they
Let's not.
just didn't bother.
Which the Tuesday Club. Let's just
Yeah,
admit
they
it,
just
right?
didn't bother, you know.
Super Kev. Let's just say many of the squaddies are looking for Kyle Campbell, who has gone missing.
No, oh no. I don't know if you've seen. Kyle Campbell is a world club champion now, so he doesn't talk to us minions anymore. He's a world club champion. So us minions, I will see him in a bit, right? He doesn't even speak to me now. He said, "Dad, I'm a world champion."
Kev,
Hey,
be sure to tell him we're expecting him for a total football show very soon, and the squaddies are looking for him. They just
yeah,
can't.
yeah.
You know,
Trust
they're
me,
all looking for
I'm
him.
looking to find him this afternoon. I tell you. But no, I will definitely tell him, squaddies. I'll definitely let him know.
Brilliant. Okay, let's get stuck into some good stuff here. And then we got a bit of housekeeping at the end, and then we're going to let you all go off for your Christmas dinner. Thanks for joining us on this spontaneous Christmas morning. Kev, you know what I might do here? I watched the Liverpool game. I wasn't able to watch it live for some reasons, and I watched it on replay. I have to say, I thoroughly enjoyed that match. And a little while ago, you and I talked about how we were desperate and we were watching Manchester City play Liverpool or Chelsea play Liverpool, you know, when Chelsea were good, and how we desperately wanted to be involved in those big boy games, put our big boy boots on and strap them up and get involved and actually be relevant. I don't think I've enjoyed many games in this resurgence of the Arsenal, but that felt like we were big boy back.
Yeah.
What do you reckon?
Yeah. Do you know what, Soph? I think after last season, a lot of people were writing us off saying we're not going to be the same. That was our best chance. These performances, these young players, and they're still so young, are showing everybody that we're no joke. We're here to compete. Arsenal are going to be there or thereabouts come the end of the season, and I'm not sure if we've got enough time to be talking about January. But January probably is going to be such an important month for us.
It was last January too.
Yeah.
And Tom Canton's in the house. Good morning, Tom, after his stint on his morning show. Tom will be around in January for our Spend Stick Sell show, where we'll be updating you on transfers. The Trossard deal last year, Kev, made all the difference. Do you see us dipping our hands in our pockets before we just switch back to the Liverpool game, seeing as you brought that up?
I think we've got to. So if we're honest, I look at Arsenal. I look at this Arsenal side, and we're strong, but the squad ain't full yet. And we're losing some players to African Cup of Nations, Tommy Arsu to the Asia Games or Cup or whatever it is. We're just not quite there. Timber's injured. We need a bit more, so because you know what? You see Liverpool could bring on, look at the power they can bring on off the bench. We don't have that power. And I know, and listen, I thought our substitutes came on and they worked hard, but we need impactors. We need guys to come on who's going to make a difference, impact in the game, maybe nick us a goal and win it 2-1. Our squad ain't full yet, so we need a full squad. And I'm sure Mikel Anedu will be cooking something up in the background. I'm sure.
And it seems like the momentum, you know, every transfer window has so much relevance and importance in terms of this process going to, you know, its next phase. And it feels like although some Arsenal fans feel disgruntled and, you know, it's just typical in the transfer market, it does feel like with each transfer window we've added, you know, and it started with Tomiyasu and White and Ramsdale, and then, you know, you move and you shift gears and you get Timber and you get Kai Havertz, and you add all these layers, and it feels like we're
Don't forget
building
Rice.
Declan Rice. Okay, let's just get there, shall we? By the
Yeah,
way,
let's
Kev,
go there.
look who showed up. Hey.
See, see me later. Yeah, but you see, he won't deal with us really because the world champion now. You see,
World champion.
world champ. Yeah,
Does anyone really care about that competition?
he does. Let me tell you, he does.
It might be his only bragging rights this season, Kev.
You never
We'll
know.
see.
You never
We'll see.
know.
You never know. I've got something to show you. You and I were talking, and you said to me, Soph, make sure you've got this picture ready to go.
Yeah.
I'm going to start off with the actual shot from the game, okay, which this was I couldn't believe what I was watching when they.
I think Sophie's just bumped out there. Sophie was going to say she couldn't believe what she was watching when it was our corner, and Mo Salah obviously started picking up the pace and started shifting up the pitch. I mean, yeah, that was Declan Rice for me. Salah coming, they were all coming like the charge of the light brigade. I tell you what, I've got to give some props. I've got to give some props. Sorry, I just continued where you were, Soph. Can you hear, Soph? Can you hear me?
I've lost contact.
I've just continued where you were. I'm just saying I've got to give big respect to Saliba. Saliba getting back to cover Nunez's side. He's back before Nunez. So that then allows, look at Declan Rice's body language. That then allows Rice to concentrate on the other three. Look, he's got 3 players to deal with. But that just the delay tactics that he used, and he gets across there so quick. Raya's across there as well. You know, should Trent score? Of course he should score. But just that little part of play, Saliba getting back, Rice getting across so quick, Raya, you know, spreading himself, and he hits the bar. Those little margins mean so much to us. They really do. And I thought it was superb the way Declan Rice just held his ground. You know, didn't try and do anything too spectacular. Held his ground and
I can't hear anything.
Do you want to? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me?
I can't hear anything. I'm going to go out and come back in.
Okay. So, Squaddies, just, you know, we talk about fine margins in professional football. Fine margins. And boy, was that some fine margins. We got away with one as well, didn't we? And I'm sure we'd speak about that with Sophie. Martin Odegaard's handball. That was a penalty. Because if that was us at the other end, we'd be kicking off. That was a penalty. You don't always get what you deserve in football. That's for sure. You don't always get what you deserve.
Well done. Well done, Kev. Well done. Unfortunately, I have to be on my mobile, and when people call me, I lose the sound.
It bounced it off, it out.
It totally bounced it out. But well played, Super Kev, pulling a Declan Rice yourself right there and saving, literally saving.
Hey, I'm not even finished yet.
Go on.
But Soph, I'm just saying, it's those fine margins. We got away with the Odegaard thing, which I've said we'll probably deal with. I said, but it's those fine margins. Come the end of the season, just that little fine margin, Trent hitting the crossbar where he could have slotted it in, might just make we're hoping it makes the massive difference for us. Because that's against all the big teams, we're unbeaten, aren't we, this season?
Yeah. I mean,
that's the way it should be.
The thing with this guy, and by the way, these 3, I love this exchange on social media. I don't know if you guys saw it between the 3 of them, you know, basically patting each other on the back, which I absolutely loved. And to me, a lot of the times, Rice has been brilliant in every. I don't know if he's had he may have had 1 or 2 bad games, Kev.
He hasn't.
He,
He hasn't.
he's so
He's so
ridiculously,
consistent.
it's unreal. I mean, it's very Patrick Vieira-esque. Now, obviously, we know Patrick is a legend already, and Declan could be a legend in the making. But his consistency, I think that's what builds towards world class. I think he's world class already. I don't think he has to build to be world class. Of course, he's got to win trophies to kind of back it up to become a legend. But I also just wanted to mention that Rice gets all the flowers and Saliba gets all the flowers too. But Gabriel, Kev, can we talk a little bit about him in intertwining him
Yeah, I
into
think we need
the
to.
Rice and Saliba magic?
Well, we call it the Guna triangle, don't we? Those three are the Guna triangle, right? And listen, Declan Rice gets his flowers, of course he does. Saliba's been incredible, gets his flowers. But I'm telling, I've said this all along, and I'll say it again. Without Demsek's got it. Without the enforcer, we are nowhere near as good. And do you know where we used to get it as well, Soph? Do you remember Tony Adams and Steve Bold? Steve Bold never really got the plaudits, but he was a unit man. That back four, that back five, superb in there. Just went about his business and got the job done. Gabriel is a difference maker back there, Soph. He really is a difference maker. And listen, I'm one, me, Sophie, I'll call it like it is. I called Ben White and Saliba earlier on in the season against Manchester United about communication. And I'm going to say to Gabriel, because we want them to get better, Soph. Zinchenko needs his help. He needed his help.
Well, let's talk about that a little bit, Kev, because I didn't see the game live, and I went back and as I said, I watched it on replay, and I saw a lot of anger towards Zinchenko and for him being completely at fault on the goal. But then when I watched the game, I was like, okay, yes, he's definitely positionally. It's like, it's almost impossible sometimes to get back to the natural position of left back and defending your line when you're being asked to play that inverted role. And then now you're putting additional pressure on the centre backs. And I just felt like Mo Salah made a ridiculously good move and a world-class finish. I also there were some fans that said Raya should have done better. And I'm like, I don't agree with that at all. It was a world-class finish. Raya had absolutely no chance with that. Zinchenko, my issue with him there, Kev, was that he seemed to be pulling away from Salah versus going towards him. And I know Mikel, kind of has created this role for him and he wants him to play like that. Talk me through that a little bit. How is this rectified? Tomiyasu's a bit more disciplined in defence, but as we saw before he got injured, he was playing into that role a little bit more too, being a little bit more offensive. How do we fix this?
The problem is, Soph, when we give the ball away cheaply and then they spring an attack, Salah could do that to anybody. We've seen it. He's done it Champions League. He's done it on the high stage. Salah could do that to anybody. The key is this. When Salah gets the ball over the top, he's got that much room. He can go outside. He can go inside. We've seen Salah go to his right and bang him in the top corner. So which way do you go? Salah is he went to his strongest foot, because that's where a lot of the space was. And you know what Salah done? Salah realized Zinchenko was on an island all on his own. There wasn't that Gabriel waiting for Salah to shift it, so Gabriel's going to go and engage him. And that's why I say Zinchenko needed a little bit of help of Gabriel. Listen, if Gabby can, fine. If he can't, I understand. But I thought he could have nudged across early. So that would have put some doubt, because sometimes that's all you have to do is put a little bit of doubt in Salah's head. I'm not going to push it in because I know Gabriel's waiting for me.
Do you think if Tomiyasu was fit, Kev, he would have played? Because we saw how he nullified Salah at the Emirates a season ago. Do you think that Mikel would have played Tomiyasu in this match?
No. I don't. I think Zinchenko would have played because we are going there to win it. I think it's the mindset. Because I know what fans are like. I know fans. He's not a good defender, and no, and that is not his position. He's not a defender. I get that, but you know what? We ain't doing too bad if he's not a defender. So right. So we have to. We're gonna live and die by some of this stuff. This is just the way it is. But what Tomiyasu gives us defensively, he doesn't give us what Zinchenko gives us offensively. So if you go in there with that mindset to take the game and we want to punch Liverpool in the mouth first, like we did, then obviously Zinchenko has to play.
And people tend to forget. I mean, Tommy was definitely in fine form before he got injured, but it wasn't too long ago where Arsenal fans were, going crazy for Karate Zinny. And in our new series, Opinionated, there's going to be an episode coming up actually with Tom Canton and Super Kevin Campbell. Why does there always have to be a scapegoat? And it's incredible, isn't it? It happens every single season, and sometimes it lasts for longer than a season. Seafold under Granit Xhaka. And this was a prime example, Kev, of suffering against the bigger teams. Maybe we can get away with it a little bit more against the lesser teams. But do you feel, I was watching Harry's show the other day and I thought he made a really great point, which some fans might think is crazy, but do you think we need a left back in the transfer window?
Left back for what?
I mean, Kivior's unproven, really. Tomiyasu's injury prone to cover. Zinchenko is prone to the odd mistake. Timber is going to be back, but we don't know how he's going to be when he comes back for injury. You think Harry was crazy to suggest that maybe we do need a left back?
We got a left back on loan.
Yeah, but is he coming back?
I don't know. But, you've asked me the question. No, we don't. We've got more than enough cover. But all this, is this one proven? Is that one? Timber never had any injury problems until he came to Arsenal. Comes to Arsenal, gets injured. This is just the life of a footballer, unfortunately. So I don't think if you buy I think if we bought somebody who could play, is a box spanner, who could play multiple and do different things, who could play left back as well. Hey, fair enough. You might get somebody who can sit in there from time to time. But I think we've got more than enough. We're sitting top of the league and we're there moaning about, do we need a left back? Come on. Come on.
It worked, to be fair.
Arsenal fans make me laugh,
To be fair to Harry, he was not moaning. He was just, suggesting that maybe, and I have to agree. I think he may have a point just because we've had some issues there. I just have to see this again because I got kicked off of our own show, by the way. So I wanted to have a look at that. It's just brilliant. Wow, I love that shot. Kev, anything else from the Liverpool game that you observed that you wanted to bring up to the squaddies?
Yeah, there is. We just briefly discussed it before we came on air. And could you remember the way the game went last season? And I know 2 games aren't the same, but Liverpool started to put the players on and trying to put us under even more pressure. But what happened this season where we changed system last year, we done all kinds of things, and we needed Ramsdale to be outstanding in a couple of times. After the initial 25 minutes, 30 minutes of the second half, we're the ones who got a grip of the game again. And, I want Arsenal fans to just remember that. We're the ones who got a grip of that game. Declan Rice, Gabriel, Saliba, that triangle, that Guna triangle is dangerous. People go missing in there. But Zinchenko started getting on the ball again. We started to play. We started to create. And if we had somebody who was willing to take a chance, so if there was a few balls, Saka put a couple of balls that flashed across the butt. Get in there! This is a great opportunity for us. There was potentially a penalty on Havertz, which I've seen Mo Salah get a couple of them, by the way. But after Odegaard's incident in the first half, we were never going to get that.
I mean, how lucky! How lucky! were we with that? That was a clear. How did they not get? He slipped before. Mental, absolutely mental. Clear-cut penalty, Super Kev, and we got to call them as we see them and be fair because
it was a penalty. It was.
Yeah,
It was.
yeah.
But like I said to the squad, you don't always get what you deserve in football.
You don't. Right. Brilliant point at Anfield. Excellent, mature performance, no doubt about that.
Hey, by the way, did Jurgen Klopp wanted a penalty for Tsimikas taking him out, by the way?
That was on the news here, Kev, because Tsimikas, of course, is big for a Greek player to be playing for Liverpool, and they made a big deal out of it on the news last night.
I'm sure.
They didn't rib Saka though for it.
Saka done what he needed to do.
Yeah, but, exactly. Klopp is such a moaner. When did he become such a moany mayor?
Sophie, I told you last year. You thought it was Mikel winding him up. It isn't. It's him. He gets everything going. He's the instigator of everything. I'm telling you, he is. He really is. Soph, you think he's just some nice guy? He's not. He's the one who gets the crowd going. He's the one who, if it's a bit too quiet, he'll start some crap with the opposition coach. I'm telling you. He knows how to get them Liverpool fans going. He does.
And he tried to play the mind games beforehand. Oh, it's, they really need to be louder. Okay, right before the Arsenal game, go right ahead and say that. A very special person in the chat here. That's my sister, everyone. Nikki Cow watching us. She loves Super Kev. We're not going to hold it against her, Kev. She's a Man United fan. Okay.
Oh, we're definitely not going to hold it against her now.
And here, you know what? It's not only Christmas Day, but it's a very special day in our family. This is me, my sister, and my dad. It's my dad's 85th birthday today. 85 years young is this fella. This is me, my Maradona and Gabriella Sabatini days with him. He loves a little bit of lobster. And this is him, Kev, young Mr. Nicolau right here.
Love it.
When he first started working in London, right there. And this is us in Cyprus. This is my mum and dad back in the day having a blast and having fun. The whole family. I just wanted to share this with you guys.
Beautiful.
Yeah, and my mum and dad here for her birthday last year. So Nikki Cow, Man United fan. Kev, you will make her a Gooner.
Will I?
Yes. Only you and... You are my family love you so much because you've been so incredibly supportive. You've been sending these amazing videos, by the way, squaddies. He's just the best human being on the planet. And I feel like my dad might be turning. I think I don't know, but he's watching Arsenal. And then when my mum watches it, she always wants me to be happy. So she supports me in the games, although she's a Stoke City fan. And when she found out...
ain't nothing wrong with Stoke at the moment.
Ty plays for Stoke. She's stuck with it. So...
Bless her. But Nikki, listen. If you want to come across to the Arsenal, just let me know. And we'll give you the initiation.
Absolutely love it. Happy birthday, Dad. And thanks for watching, sis. She's got COVID, so she's stuck at home today. She can't have any turkey. We're going to take her a takeaway later on.
Oh, bless her.
Yeah. Kev... West Ham United, they're playing quite well.
Yeah, they're a handful. Listen, them three up front, Paqueta, Kudus and Bowen, they're proving to be a handful for a lot of clubs. But I want them to see if they can fly through the Arsenal Gooner triangle.
What scares you? Is that what scares you the most? Because I'm
not scared of them. No, I'm not scared of them. I just know that Kudus has hit the ground running. Bowen, he's on double figures in goals already, so before Christmas. And Paqueta, he spots things so early, doesn't he? He's such a good, scheming, talented midfield player who can join the forwards. That, that's something we've got to be wary of. But I'm not afraid of them. We'll beat them.
We always play quite well against West Ham. I was at the game last season away. We're at home, of course, on Thursday, where we won 2-1. And it felt at that point that we were, kind of, getting there. And I do think that David Moyes, who gets a lot of crap and has actually done a better job at West Ham than people think. Do you think? What do you think about David Moyes? And, similarly with Mikel Arteta, there were disgruntled fans who wanted Arteta out a little while ago. And there were West Ham fans that wanted Moyes out. But
in the week, they wanted him out in the week. After Liverpool turfed them over 5-1, it was like Moyes out. Then they go and beat Manchester United convincingly. It was a convincing win. So I think David Moyes, listen, he's an experienced manager. He knows what he's doing. He knows how to put squads together, and he's got some very useful players, Soph, who can hurt opposition if you let them. So, he's doing a good job. Because if I'm honest with you, Soph, I don't know who West Ham will get if he was to go. Who are they going to get to really take them on? I don't know.
It's true. It's the same thing. Like you hear some Man United fans saying, "Okay, if Ten Hag goes, who do you get? What's the pool like? What's the quality of managers available out there?" But what I'm most impressed with, Kev, and now I've seen Declan Rice playing at Arsenal and just how incredible he is how they've coped and how they've adjusted and how they've moved on without him. I mean, that's a massive gap. Now, when you see how Declan Rice is playing for us, it's super impressive. This is a London derby. London teams there's so many London derbies. It's not easy. It's very competitive. You never quite know what's going to happen. It's always going to be a challenge. We've got a target on our back now. Everyone's after us. And I think this is going to be a really good game. Could see a few goals in this one, Kev. What's your prediction for?
Listen, I know West Ham are dangerous, but I'm predicting we're going to win it. We're at home, and Declan Rice, with his new fan base, against his old fan base, he's going to run the show, because Declan Rice is becoming an even better player than he was at West Ham, at Arsenal. Excellent at West Ham, don't get me wrong. And a lot of the Gooners obviously didn't watch all the West Ham games, so they didn't realise how good he was. Mm-hmm. But with better players around him in this team, that's why we're top of the league. We're top of the league for a reason. And I truly believe it's our time now, after that Liverpool game, where we're going to start turning it on. And I think we're going to give West Ham a real run for their money. 3-1 to the Arsenal.
I'm going to go for a 2-1 to the Arsenal. And we're top of the league. It feels like having the Christmas number one, Kev. Wham style, Band-Aid style. Top of the league. But it was the same way last season, and we all know what happened. And I agree with you, Thibaut. Kudus is an incredible signing for them. What a player he's turned out to be for them. It should be absolutely brilliant. Kev, anything? The joy, can we just talk about, because it is Christmas, okay? And hi to my cousin Pudding as well, who's listening live from London. Kev, he saw you have your debut for the Arsenal. That's how old that bugger is old Puds.
Oi, what do you mean how old that bugger? Oi, what's all that about?
Talking about my cousin, not you.
No, but it's not, hey, listen, just put some respect on this, please.
Super Kev. The joy that is Manchester United and Chelsea. Can we just, because it is Christmas and we talk about joy at Christmas, and I need to find some joy this holiday season. The demise of Chelsea and Manchester United, just how gloriously are you enjoying that currently?
Do you know what? I'm not enjoying it as much as I thought I would. If I'm honest with you, Soph, because I'm really just worried about Arsenal. And, I've got Everton and Forest. Forest were robbed at the weekend, by the way. Absolutely robbed. Anyway, I'm kind of more worried about them. But what I will say is this, Soph. There's been a lot of big talk from United fans and Chelsea fans, obviously because of their history and what's been going on, and especially after United beat us in pre-season in America. So We were starting to hear it. We started to hear the mouth start to get all the chatter started to get louder. Sophie, was it over the last 18 months? Me and you have come on there and we've talked about you've got to accept the pain, because pain's coming and you've got to take it. We've gone through our pain. We might have a little bit more to come, but we've gone through our pain. These lot haven't gone through anything like we've gone through. It's their time to get the pain now. And I suppose that little bit of it I'm loving, because seeing them get beaten up by West Ham easily, for instance, seeing Wolves do a number on Chelsea yesterday after investing $1 billion into the squad. I mean, come on.
I love it. I absolutely love it.
Things are not right at those clubs.
Do you know what, Kev? I'm going to go out on a limb and say that I think that their meltdown, breakdown, rock bottom might be worse than ours. It might be worse than ours because they've had a lot more glory than we have over the last few years. And Manchester United, especially with the Premier League.
Deeper. Yeah.
It falls a lot deeper.
Falls deeper.
Yeah.
Deeper.
Listen, there's over 230 of you in live chat. It's been absolutely brilliant to hop on spontaneously with Super Kev this morning. Good tonic all the way around. Christmas time is a beautiful time of year, but it can also be a very lonely and painful time for many. And we wanted to hop on and share some love and feel your love. And I wanted to show you, squaddies, an immense amount of gratitude for your patience. I also wanted to give a massive shout out to Albert, who hosted Monday Madness flawlessly last week. I loved the show, Kev. I thought Albert did a brilliant job. Did you? You enjoyed it too, right?
What a lovely fella as well. Yeah, I love Albert. Love Albert.
Yeah,
easy to get along with.
Yeah, he's absolutely brilliant. Before we go, there is a picture. Now, some people may think this is blasphemy, but listen, Arsenal fans, you're brilliant sometimes. I found this. If anyone knows who did this.
Oh, jeez.
Kev.
I think there's only one winner there. That's Jesus, isn't it? Baba.
Saka.
Little Baba, look. Oh, my God, brilliant.
Oh God, look at Mikel Arteta. I tell you, sometimes the internet, the social media can be a cesspool of absolute garbage, but there's just moments like that are just brilliant. And I just had to share that with you guys. Right. We will be back. This is kind of a mini Monday Madness. I even forgot it was Monday, Kev. I've lost track of what the day is.
But that's why we made sure we done it, because we've got to try and keep on it. Do you know what I mean? We've got to try.
Totally. Listen, it's been absolutely brilliant. Kev and I are going to go off and hey, the age thing. I was talking about my cousin's age. He's a lot older than Super Kev. All right. Just saying. Thank you so much for tuning in. We love you guys so much. Merry Christmas to you and yours. No matter what you're doing today, be safe, be happy, and don't drink and drive this holiday season, please. All right. Enjoy your Christmas and your holiday season. And Super Kev and I will be back in a few days for another live show. Good luck to our Gunners this Thursday. Let's hope everyone else towards the top loses. And I'm going to hand it over, as I always do, to Mr. Super Kevin Campbell to close the show.
So, listen, I know it's not a trophy, but Gooners, just make sure you go through the day with your chest out. We're top of the league, right? Not as fluid as we were last season, but we're top of the league. And everyone's talking about we're going to come unstuck here, we're going to come unstuck there. We haven't. So, do you know what? Wear that with pride. Tell your loved ones you love them. Tell the people who matter to you, hug them, embrace them, break bread with them, chat, have a laugh, have good fun. The little ones, have a laugh with the little ones as well. And never forget, there's good and bad in a lot of different people. So if you see somebody who might be struggling, or you think of somebody who might be struggling, just give them a call. Or drop them a text. See how they're going. Just say, listen, we're here as a family and we're thinking of you. That's all you need. Do you know, if you fancy giving us a call back, give us a call back, or knock on your neighbour's door and see how they're doing. It's and for all our American and squaddies around the globe. Some don't celebrate Christmas, but you just make sure you have a fantastic Monday as you go anyway. Because you know what? We are all a community. So we make sure we look after community. So on that note, Sophie, great to see you back. Listen, sending you love, positivity, and everything for your family, your beautiful family. Have a wonderful day. Keep smiling. And you squaddies, you know what comes next. Lots of love from Sophie and I. And it's at ease, squaddies. At ease on Christmas Day.
Mind the gap between the train and the platform. Please stand clear of the discussion doors. The next stop is Highbury Squad.